Welcome everyone. My name is Anand Pandey, and today we are diving into one of the most critical career skills salary negotiation. Whether you're switching a job or asking for a raise, knowing how to negotiate can increase your salary by 10 to 20% over the career. So let's make sure that you don't leave money on the table. Let me ask you a very simple question. Have you ever accepted an offer without negotiation? You can answer this to yourself, but the data says that most people don't negotiate. While 80% of the hiring managers leave room for negotiation in their offer and they expect you to negotiate, many say yes too quickly. And the reason could be not doing enough researching or just simply feeling awkward for asking more. And here's why that's a problem. There's a cost of not negotiating. Over a career of 30 years, missing a 2 lakh increase could cost you more than 50 lakh rupees in lost earnings. And that's a huge amount. So, have you ever felt uncomfortable negotiating your salary? If you have answered it yes, then stay ahead. Because by the end of this session, you'll have an actionable techniques to how to confidently negotiate your salary. So let's get started. First thing first, before even the negotiation starts, you need to know what is your value. And here's how you can do that. One, do your own market research. Check the benchmarking websites like Glassdoor or LinkedIn Insights. Talk to your industry peers who are in the similar profile to get to know what is their insights. Look at the job openings of similar roles. And nowadays, most of the job openings mention the salary ranges as well. Second thing, evaluate your own skills and impact. How much value are you going to bring it to the new organizations compared to how the value you have brought to the previous organization? For example, you can mention that you improved efficiency or reduced defect leakage in the previous project. Or do you have any skills that are highly sought after and command better pay? For example, you are expertise into artificial intelligence or value stream mapping. What certifications do you have? Many times, the conversation starts with the recruiter asking for your expectation. No, so over here, you can simply use an anchoring technique to present your market research and justify your ask. At this point, remember two things. The Columbia Business School studies showed that job applicants who named the range received significantly higher overall salaries than who offered just the number. So you come up with a range, something like between 19 lakh to 21 lakh, and come up with your own expected number. And that number must sound less rounded. So instead of saying, I need 18 lakh, you should say, I'm looking for 18 lakh 56,000. Now, that number feels like a figure that you have come up with after some thoughtful calculation, and it's not just some random number that can be negotiated. So, here's your first pitch. As an employee, you'll be asking, based on my research and industry benchmark, professionals with my skill set and experience are typically compensated between 17 to 19 lakh. And I believe that 18.56 lakh per annum is a fair ask. Now, over here, you should expect your recruiter to respond with their numbers. Recruiters could say, but our range is between 15 to 70 lakh per annum, depending on the experience. Now, this is where you can use mirroring to get the recruiter to explain their position further, giving you more negotiation point. Mirroring is something like a very powerful technique where you repeat the last two, three keywords that your recruiter has just now mentioned, and you just repeat that because this is encouraging them to open up more. So to continue with the previous conversation where your hiring manager said, our range is between 15 to 17 lakh per annum, depending on the experience, you should be responding, depending on experience, and with a question mark on your expression. With that, the hiring manager will open up, potentially revealing where there can be more negotiation. So expect your hiring manager to reveal something like this. Yes, we have a set of budget, but sometimes we can adjust based on the exceptional candidates with the right experience, somewhat with niche skill or strong impact. Now you see how using mirroring skills, you let your recruiter open up a bit more. And that's where you bang your next statement. Wow, that's great. Given my background on safe implementation and cost saving projects that I have done for my past employers, how can we make this work? Now, you are pitching your past experience for this exceptional candidate that your recruiter is looking for. Even this, expect your recruiter to hit you back. Your recruiter may say, "But why do you believe that you deserve a higher salary?" Now, prepare your script with the right data point that you have gathered initially just to justify it right now. You might say something like this: "Over the past year, I've led 3 Scrum teams, reducing project turnaround by 30%, or I have helped the team increase their effectiveness of delivery by 20%. So I believe that my salary expectation is justified." So, friends, this is an action for you. Think of the 3 unique strengths that you have, which should justify your higher salary, and write them down and build your script. Prepare that script, master that, practice that with your friends, so that when there is the right time, you know how to pitch for such expected questions. All right. Even now, you're expecting a pushback from the hiring manager. They may say, but we have a budget of 15 lakh per annum for this role. Now, over here, you will be using silence and reframing technique along with tactical empathy. So something like, take a pause. Because when you are pausing, you are thinking and you are letting your hiring manager also think. So something like this: "I completely understand that budgets can be tight, and I really appreciate you bringing honesty about this." Now, you see over here, instead of immediately countering an offer, I first acknowledged the recruiter's position. That made recruiter felt heard, which builds trust, and this make them open up more for the negotiation. At this point, I can also apply acquisition audit, another technique where you are preemptively listing down the reasons why your hiring managers might reject your offer, right? So this is like, I am accepting myself. Where can he put a case where I don't deserve this salary? This makes them less defensive because I have already opened to compromise. So you would be saying something like this: "You're probably going to think that I'm asking for too much, and I completely understand if this sounds aggressive. But given my track record of delivering successful agile transformation, I believe my ask aligns with my contribution and industry benchmark." So you see, I started with all those statements which my hiring manager is already thinking that, hey, this person is asking more than he deserves. By me stating that explicitly, I am making the other person feel a bit positive about me, not so negative. When you state the possible objections yourself, then they become less impactful and it lowers the hiring manager's guard. All right. Now, during the course of negotiation, be watchful if your recruiter is highlighting any key skill that resonates with your key skill, and use that to justify your salary request. And then get your recruiter to confirm that key point. Something like this: let's say your hiring manager said, "We value team leadership skills." Immediately mention that. "That's right. And that's exactly what I bring. In my last role, I coached 3 Scrum teams to self manage and work in a sustainable pace and yet improved delivery by 30%. Given that impact, how can we bring more offer closer to my ask?" Now, over here, you see that I just build the trust on my recruiter because people trust what they have said than yours. And I just resonating with my recruiter's sentence by saying, "That's right. Whatever you said is right." It means that I have understood them and they are more likely to agree to what is coming up next. All the while, if you realize I'm doing tactical empathy, I'm just resonating with them, I'm making them feel heard. And when you're negotiating, these are very key skills to have. So while the while I was using those tactical skills for them to say yes to my offer, now I will be trying a very, very unconventional approach. Instead of trying to get my recruiter to say yes to my salary request, I'm going to put my question in a way that lets them say no first. Very, very unconventional. Let's see how can we apply it. So a candidate would be saying, "Hey, Would it be unreasonable to ask for a 18.56 lakh package given my experience and industry background? Expect your hiring managers to say no because they feel safer saying no, as that makes them feel the sense of control. You see how I tactically reframed my question to make them say no. And when they said no, they felt as if they are in the authoritative position. I'm not cajoling them to say yes. So my hiring manager may be saying, no, it's not unreasonable, but yet we still have a budget limits. So you might be responding something like this. I understand. What flexibility do we have to bridge the gap? Now, when you let the recruiters say no, you have made them feel more onto the control and you are still taking the negotiation forward. The door is still not closed. So, with that, I want to keep going on my conversation rather than shutting down my conversation. Now, when I realized that I'm not going anywhere, I'm just hitting the block road everywhere, and the recruiter is still stuck with 15 lakh package. At this point, I would be using the expanding the pie technique to negotiate beyond salary. So let's say the hiring manager says is still stuck with 15 lakh. I would say, if 15 lakh per annum is the maximum salary you could offer, could we add some performance bonus, training sponsorship, or adding some leave benefits? Sometimes salary isn't the only thing you can negotiate. There are some high value perks which you can negotiate. For example, if this new company provides equity and bonuses, you can ask for performance based bonuses or stock options. You may negotiate on remote work and flexible hours or hybrid model of working. You can secure employer based paid training or certification budgets. And do not miss out on signing bonus or relocation support. I have always used that one. So your conversation could be something like this. As a candidate, you would be saying, if my salary adjustments are limited, I would love to explore performance-based bonuses outside of the salary package. Is that something we can discuss? Or you could say that, would the company be open to cover my SAFE certification? It would directly enhance my impact in this role. Now, this is the action for you. List down those perks and benefits that you are seeking for that is helpful for you, because keep those handy. Keep the script also handy, because should the need be, you should have prepared those perks and benefits that you desire rather than thinking on the fly. All right, friends. So we have covered a lot today, some of the key points. Let's recap the most important points to remember when negotiating your salary. First one, know your worth. Research salary benchmark using Glassdoor, LinkedIn, Recruiter Insights. Second, master the conversation with proven techniques that we just now saw, like mirroring, tactical empathy to negotiate effectively. And yes, very important, keep your scripts handy with you. And finally, negotiate beyond salary. Consider bonuses, stock options, training, remote work, and other benefits as well. They are also very, very helpful. So if you found this session valuable, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Target Agility, for more such. We will be uploading this video as well in Target Agility, and more such videos are coming up very soon. Thanks for joining, and don't forget to ask for what you deserve. Remember, salary negotiation isn't just for money. It's about recognizing your value and advocating for what you truly deserve. Happy negotiating.